So this video is about the use of the verb do, multi-use verb, and so it can be quite difficult for non-native speakers to use it correctly. So remember to try not to translate from Spanish to English or whatever your first language is, and instead to learn the context that is correct for this verb. So to give a few ideas, some typical ideas, there are exceptions of course, is that do can describe some sort of action or activity. It can be a way to ask a yes/no question, which just means a question that the answer is yes or no. To talk or ask generally about somebody's plans without knowing specific details of it. It can be used generically as a substitute for other verbs when you're making a list of different activities. And other times simply fixed expressions, so there's no real logical explanation, it's just we use it like that because that's how it's been for many, many years. So some examples, you can say, I'm very busy, I have to do a lot of things today. So describing the different actions. Do you know the time? The answer to that question would be yes or no. What are you doing tomorrow? There are many, many possibilities for this. Could include lots of possible actions, and so we use do because we don't know which one is the correct one. You can say, for example, I'm doing the laundry, doing the shopping, doing the accounts. Again, because we're listing those activities, you could have many, many other examples there, including examples where, for example, like with shopping, you would often say going shopping, but you're doing the shopping, doing the accounts, for example. Those are acceptable alternatives that are considered to be correct. What do you do, or what do you do for a living? You can use with or without for a living to ask what is your job? How do you make your money? Or how are you doing would be asking if someone is okay. Are you good? Are you bad? For example. So those are a few examples. Again, I encourage you to find your own examples of maybe if you find the equivalent of do in your own language, use a dictionary to find the correct way to translate it, because just simply learning one word for it will probably mean that you'll make mistakes. But if you learn the common expressions that you're going to say, you will eliminate the majority of the mistakes, and that's the reasonable objective here. So some other examples, and you can pause the video to study them more closely. So we've got, for example, do tell me if you need help. You can say tell me if you need help, but here do adds emphasis. Yeah? And then you've got lots of other ideas, do the cleaning, how you're doing with your project, and an explanation approximately of what the word means in this context. Also, you've got a few ideas of common mistakes where you do not use the word do in these situations, and you can check other videos about multi-use verbs in order to find the answers to these questions as well.